everybody, I'm Kate Conroy.
And I'm Vinny Savatello.
And this is Other People's Business, which is the podcast from the New Jersey Business and Industry Association, the largest statewide business association in the United States of America. We release a new episode every other Wednesday, so be on the lookout for that. Shout out to New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group. They do home, auto, and workers' comp, so check them out if you need some updated coverage.
Awesome. Just a housekeeping matter, too, before we get this train rolling. This podcast is available just about anywhere you can get a podcast. That's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon's TuneIn. We even throw these things up on YouTube if you'd rather watch than listen. But no matter how you check the show out, give it some love. Give it a like. Give it the comment. Give it that 5-star review on iTunes. Get yourself an OPB mug and spend your coffee morning days with Kate and I every day. But with all that out of the way, our awesome guest today is actually Randy Stevens from NJBIA, which is really cool because normally when we have somebody from BIA on the show, we're already well acquainted. Randy is brand new at BIA, so this is going to be just as much of a getting to know you for us as it will be for you. So, Randy, say hi. Let the audience hear your voice.
How you doing, everybody? Vin and Kate, thank you guys for having me. Excited to be here.
Of course.
We're excited to have you. All right, so today's icebreaker is, what are you currently binging? It can be books, movies, television, food. I'm happy to go first if one of you is feeling shy.
Go for it.
All right, I am currently binging the new A League of Their Own on Amazon Prime, that written, I think, by Abby Jacobson from Broad City fame. I loved Broad City, so I'm really excited about A League of Their Own. And I gotta say, they're doing a really good job of updating the content, and it's not perfect, but they're bringing in a lot of themes that the movie could not have touched on. A lot of themes that are present in today's day and age. It's really good. Like, I like it a lot, I think.
I was worried about that because A League of Their Own is one of my top tier favorite movies.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
I was definitely worried they were gonna mess it up.
It's a classic.
Anytime you go back and you touch something like that, it's like.
The scene where in the original movie, when the woman is like trying to find her name on the list of lineups, and she can't read, and so she's just trying and trying and trying. I get to that point in the movie, and like nobody has even talked to her yet, and I'm welling up and trying not to cry, and I just, oh my Lord, it lives in my heart, that scene. It is just such a great movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. What about you?
I just finished Sopranos. I went back and watched like all 6 seasons.
We did that recently.
Less than about a week and a half ago. So much so that at nighttime I'm kind of like lost of what to do. But I am looking forward to GOT. I believe is about to come back on HBO Max as well. So
yeah, the prequel.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. But Sopranos was awesome for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. It's been so long since Game of Thrones was on the air. You said GOT, and I had no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, wow. Come on, man.
GOT? Watched that show for like 7-8 years, however long it was. Like,
oh my God. What is the new name? Because it's not Game of Thrones. It's like Game of Dragons or
yeah.
Dragons, or it's the Targaryen backstory, right? Yep.
With the Targaryens, I think it's Targaryen backstory for their family history or something of the sort. Yep.
I can't wait.
Is this based on, like, I know everybody was waiting for George R.R. Martin to finish that last book, and instead he went back and did a prequel. Is this the prequel?
I think so. I think it is.
I was a late bloomer to the series, to be honest, but when I did dive in, I mean, I was like all in. You couldn't stop me from watching it. So, there's some folks I know in my circle who've been looking forward to it for about a year. I don't really get excited till it gets a little bit closer. I can't wait that long. I don't have the patience. So I think it's actually within the next week or so. It's not this weekend, to be honest with you.
I think you're right. I really wanted to see some spinoffs. Like, I would totally have watched a Brienne and Jamie spinoff. I would have watched an Arya spinoff, like just like a kung fu. She walks the earth and rights wrongs. Like, I would watch that.
With her new identity, absolutely. Her and Jon Snow, I'll watch all day.
All the live long day.
I used to get so sad thinking of Sansa. Like, there are a few characters that I've ever seen, like fictional characters, that suffered as much as Sansa Stark.
I know. But she
Watch
came
a whole
out of-
spin-off just on like all the other things like she goes through in life.
No, but like on the other side of that, she's such a badass. Like
Oh,
nothing
Yeah.
phases her anymore. Remember at the end
she
of the last
grew. Yeah,
spoiler,
she grew to become a really yeah, for sure.
remember at that last meeting when they're all trying to figure out who's going to be king, and her somebody stands up and says, "Well, it's a burden, but I'll do it." And she's like, "Uncle, sit down."
Yeah.
Oh my God. Episode 1, season 1, Sansa would never have dreamed of doing that. And by the
For
end of
sure.
the show, she is like so baller. She's just
She's
in
the
charge.
one.
I love it.
She's the one for sure. Yeah, I'm excited for it to come back. So yeah.
I saw
So
something
I'm in
recently.
between.
I saw something recently. It was like the greatest television deaths are like the ones that we were so excited about the most in history. And like number 1 was King Joffrey. Like we were
Yeah.
all so thrilled. Like I remember I used to have to watch that show at like midnight because nobody else in my house wanted to watch it. So it's like 1 a.m. I'm falling asleep, and like suddenly like Joffrey starts turning purple and choking, and I just sprung up. I'm like, yes.
The purple wedding. Oh
Yes.
my God.
I don't even call for listen. I don't even call for Mucinex anymore. Like when the fall of my algae start acting up, I'm looking for milk of the puppy. That's the only thing that's gonna allow me to retire. There's so much of that show that like still sticks in my mind. Some of the one-liners, never
Oh my
forget
God.
those, man.
That's
So
awesome.
true. All right, Vin, what are you binging?
I am about 20 minutes away from finishing The Sandman. And I say that because last night around 11, Tara decided to tap out. And I'm like, we can't just watch the last 20 minutes of the final episode. Like, we got to go to bed now. All right, fine. Came this close to just watching it without her and then rewinding it for her later. But yeah,
You'd get in trouble, wouldn't you?
I guess she'd probably hear it, like, and she'd come out and be like, what are you doing? But, okay, so Kate, I wanted to ask you this because we were talking about this earlier, and you were asking me if it was too scary for you.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you what kind of thing scares you, because the last couple, they're a little disturbing.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I told you about the dream that I had after I watched Hellboy, which isn't that scary of a movie, but like I had a full-on nightmare.
So then is it imagery? Like,
I guess. I don't know. Maybe?
Then you shouldn't watch this, no.
Okay, well, I'm really glad
I wouldn't really call it scary, but there is some messed up imagery in this show, like
wow.
Yeah.
There's a dude who has mouths for eyes, like little teeth, and he like bites people's eyes out. You don't really watch him bite the eyes out, but you know it's happening. So yeah.
It's a hard pass for me.
Yeah.
I'm swiping left. Absolutely not. I'm so sorry.
I would generally recommend it to people, but maybe not Kate. So yeah.
Definitely not. I don't do that.
No gory, no gory for you.
No, and I think because when I was younger, I was at a sleepover and they put on Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and it was just one of those formative experiences, and I just cannot handle scary movies now.
That's so interesting. Like part 2 of all things. I mean, that movie got so much flack over the years for a variety of things, but mostly for being pretty bad. Like it's like famously terrible. I
mean, I wasn't watching for the writing or the direction, obviously. You know what I mean? Like it just scared the pants off me, and I just wanted to hide under the blankets and never come out again.
Sure. It's a good thing you didn't watch the first one, because the first one is one of those movies that like legit scares me even to this day.
Oh wow!
Very few things scare me. So
listen, you got to be pretty strong to admit that. So
sure. Oh yeah. No, the beauty of Freddy, like the pure, before they got into the sequels and he started making jokes and everything, like Freddy is just like this thing that comes into your nightmares, and like whatever he does there kills you in the outside world. Was actually based on a true story. And as crazy as that sounds, Wes Craven was going through the newspaper and he found like some article clipping about how some people were asleep and they were getting like, I don't know, something was happening to them while they were sleeping. And he was like, this is brilliant. I need to write something, based on that.
Oh, wow.
So the idea that this could really happen in some roundabout crazy way. Yeah.
I'm going to have a nightmare tonight. Thanks a lot, Vin.
Tis the season, like if there's a Christmas creep, there gets to be a Halloween creep. We can start it now.
Nothing like seasonal creeping.
Exactly. Seasonal creeping.
I need a minute. That's just crazy. That is crazy pants.
While you dwell on that and let that fester in your mind, Randy, what do you do for BIA?
So BIA brought me on board just to, honestly, probably pushing a month now, and I'm a part of the membership team, trying to help out with the retention. So my objectives and my goals are just to kind of, build relationships, trying to offer our services again, but more so just how I've been kind of selling myself and introducing myself as just a point of contact. Oftentimes, are the folks that I've been contacting the first few weeks have just been have this issue, have this problem, and not knowing exactly who to reach out to. So I'm just kind of throwing myself in the mix as a point of contact to where you don't have to wonder anymore. Like, even if I don't have the answer, you utilize me as a resource and allow me to connect you with where you need to be. So it's been interesting so far. I've learned a lot, met a lot of great people. So just membership and retention and trying to help continue to build relationships and spread NJBIA's message throughout the state to our business owners so they can continue to do what they do well.
That's a fantastic answer. I like that. And you're right. We've never had somebody whose sole responsibility was the membership and retention piece. I mean, we've had people who've worked on retention, but for you to actively be doing outreach to try to like let people know who you are so that when they have an issue, they know who to call. Phenomenal.
Lucky for me, right? No, they've said no one's really, and as you just mentioned, no one's held the position before. So we're trying to figure it out as we're here. But I'm starting to build a little bit of a clearer picture of where my role could be, and obviously using all the great leaders that they've surrounded me with to kind of help get that direction has been pretty cool too. So we're still figuring it out, but it looks like that'll probably be the main objective, just the kind of relationship building, offering myself as a resource to help connect our members with the contacts and the people that they need. From all types of services, right? So we got 401k, HR help, payroll, and all those sort of things, and then some of our councils and things like that. So, kind of full circle here, Ben. I guess part of my objective will be, and what I'm thinking is to kind of go out and kind of reach some of our chambers throughout the state, introduce myself, and repair and/or build those relationships. Because oftentimes just because you got to right. So what I'm hearing is oftentimes folks think we're in competition, where in reality it's like we need to be working together. I just heard Michelle speak at my first event on Tuesday, and she kind of broke it down very, very well when she said that all small businesses or all businesses in the state kind of need affinity or relationships with three different levels of chambers or resources. So they need someone in their regional area that can help them and know exactly what's going on in their backyard. Someone from a holistic view, which is where we come in, statewide view and all of our relationships with government affairs. And then kind of a vertical integration with, if you're a dentist, a dental organization or a dental chamber. So I kind of want to just come in and add our piece of the puzzle to where, hey, we're not in competition. We're not trying to steal your members, but we do want to support you as you support your members. So a lot of work ahead, but I'm very excited, and the people around me have been nothing but great and helping. So excited about it.
That's awesome.
Like very Jerry Maguire. Help us help you.
Then that will be a punchline from now on.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. I like it.
Yeah.
I love it. And
that's
so I think it's going to get really busy, especially when you mentioned the 401k and the health, because open enrollment is right around the corner. And so I think that you're gonna start your busy season very, very soon.
That's so interesting. So I was just talking to, and you guys all know Katie a few moments ago, and she's like, "Hey, if you need me to come along, let me know. I don't mind." I'm saying to myself, my calendar doesn't quite look like the rest of yours just yet, but I'm gonna give it a little bit of time, and
nobody's calendar looks like Kate's. Constantly has to get time from Kate. Like, you look at her calendar, and through 2023, every half an hour is blocked out. You can find like 10 minutes because she schedules meetings for like 50 minutes rather than an hour.
Wow,
so like,
wow.
Hey, can I get that 10 minutes in there?
Wow. Good for me to know who we're working with then, right? Good for me to know who we have here.
It's bad. But you know what? It's I'd rather be busy than bored, and so I do tend to overschedule myself, but not every meeting lasts the whole time, and I don't know. I feel like so productive and like strong at the end of the day after like one meeting after another, but that's usually, but there are some days when I'm just like, oh my God, I need a minute. But it's fun. It's all good.
So what were you doing before this?
I was in sales, man. I was a regional sales manager for commercial transportation. Long story short, how I got in there, but I had a family member of mine who started a business with two partners over in Ivyland, Pennsylvania, which is kind of like northern Bucks County, and they sold like truck parts throughout the country, right? So they had a couple guys Small man operation, but they did very, very well for about 40 years. And then as the owner started getting older, my uncle brought me in to kind of help learn the business, and they just needed some new energy, some new faces. So I kind of learned commercial transportation and truck parts pretty much, and was selling like all over the country. So we had like some of our bigger customers out on the West Coast, some individuals down below the border in Mexico, up in Canada, and I was following behind him kind of on a national scale versus just in the regional area. And about 2 to 3 years ago now, they sold the company. Unfortunately, my uncle passed away, and we were brought out by a much bigger, much bigger brand. So we went from a 14 or 15 man operation to literally a large corporation that was headquartered over in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Philly, which was actually right in Bristol, was their newest branch. So I was quote unquote the face of the organization over here, because although they did have some major distributors between New Jersey and Pennsylvania, the area I was responsible for, they never really had boots on the ground on a regular basis, just like a salesman or saleswoman that would come over, periodically throughout the year. So it was kind of, repairing some relationships and building some new ones and giving folks access to this, large brand of truck parts or whatever commercial parts that they didn't have direct access to, but now we were right there. So established a lot of great relationships throughout the state of New Jersey and that industry. Eastern Pennsylvania, driving out to Lancaster every so often, and I saw the opportunity for the NJBIA and took a chance at it, and met Betty, and 3 weeks in, the rest is history, right?
Awesome.
We're big fans of Betty around here. Betty, shout out to Betty Boros. She's amazing.
Yeah, she was actually on an episode of this show, one of the earlier ones. So
one of the early, we gotta have her back.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, she was excited. I told her I was linking up with you guys today, and she was pretty excited. So
nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, I think we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back for a lightning round. And welcome back. And now it is time for our lightning round, which today is brought to us by Gibbons LLP. Randy, are you ready?
Let's go.
Favorite pizza topping?
Oh, pepperonis all day.
Absolutely, all day long.
No question.
Yeah, it's not even just the pepperoni; it's the oil from the pepperoni, merges with the pizza in such a way it's essential.
Listen, for all the health people out there, you're gonna hate this, but if I fold it and I don't see just oil or grease or something dripping in my napkin, I'm gonna be a very unhappy man.
Yeah, absolutely. Might as well just be eating Elio's at that point.
Right. Cafeteria pizza, better than that.
Oh,
there you go.
God. That's horrendous. I thought I had blocked that out. Thanks a lot, Randy. All right. Greatest TV show ever made?
I'm an ESPN guy, probably on a nightly basis, is what I fall asleep to. But I mean, let's think. I'm gonna go series, man, because that's what we've all been involved with for the last 20 years, and I'm gonna probably throw Sopranos up there. It's been my favorite. That's why I can go back and watch it anytime television gets dull. So.
That's a good one.
Did you get to watch the new movie? It was like the Many Saints of Newark or whatever.
I did. I wasn't as disappointed as a lot of other folks.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't hear anything about it, so I guess okay.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of criticism. Like a lot of folks didn't like it, so it was fulfilling for me because I missed the guys. I missed seeing a bunch, a lot of the cast members. So.
I liked it. I thought it was good. All right. Favorite movie?
Let's go. I'm a American Gangster kind of guy. I'm a Denzel Washington fan for sure. So anything with Denzel, I'm in.
Rock on. Okay.
Pick one. I'm gonna put you on the spot. This is the idea of the lightning round. Pick one.
American Gangster definitely probably be considered, but you know what? I just watched one the other day that was pretty good. Man on Fire. Where he played a bodyguard or like a security guard. That was just on television.
Was that Dakota Fanning, the girl? I can't remember for sure.
I think so. I'm
gonna be upset with myself if it's not.
I just watched that one. I'm like, man, this it made me fall in love with it all over again. So
that movie has such a badass score. I love that so much.
That is not something you normally hear about any movie. A badass score.
A badass score, of course. I'm gonna send it to you after the show's done. You can tell me.
I cannot wait. I mean, is it Harry Potter level badass score?
It's not like in your face fanfare. It's more like setting that mood. It's like I'm not even gonna try to hum it because I'm gonna do a bad job. But if you're listening to this after this show is over, go check out the score from Man.
Think about my man Vin and his score impersonation. Let's go.
I can't even wait. All right. What phone do you use, Apple or Droid?
I'm an Apple man. It's much simpler than Android. I'm sorry.
It's actually the wrong answer.
It is. There
FYI.
is an objectively incorrect answer to this
Oh
question.
wow, I'm 2-1 here.
Yeah.
2-1. Wow. I'll remember to always have a charger when we're on the road, Kate. Bring my own charger because they don't care. Just let it die.
It's just a coaster now.
Note to self, Brandy.
I
Always
mean, you
have
have
a
to bring
charger.
your own charger because they have to sell you some proprietary thing.
That's right.
Wow.
Gotta be
Wow.
proprietary.
The rest of the world
Wow.
is like, yeah, let's do USB-C. And they're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make something that looks identical to USB-C, but is not USB-C, just to
Yeah.
be even more confusing.
Yeah.
I should have noticed that. We were at the event the other day. I should have peeked over at your phone to see how you were operating over there.
100%. All right. Favorite restaurant in New Jersey?
That's a good one. I'll tell you what I'm craving. I'm craving Maggiano's, to be honest with you. But I just was,
Bridgewater?
I will go to Cherry Hill. I'll go anywhere they have, to be honest with you. But yeah, Cherry Hill's
I'm a
been pretty good
fan.
too. Yeah. So no, that's not going to be my stickler. Where were we just at? It's a tough question. You threw me off there.
I know. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maggiano's will go, and I hate to go chain restaurant for such a question. So forgive me. Oh my.
Well,
my goodness.
Maggiano's.
I'm gonna reveal my ignorance here. I didn't even know they were chain. When you said Cherry Hill,
Yeah.
I was like, "There's two of them."
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one in
Family
Bridgewater.
style dining. Yeah, there is one in Bridgewater. Family
The
style
Bridgewater
dining.
one is the one I know by the Bridgewater Mall. Yeah,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
Shake
yeah,
Shack
yeah.
is over there. Yeah.
Yeah. It started as a family-owned restaurant in Chicago. So it is a chain now, but it started as a small-time family-owned place. So I'll give it to you. I'm not going
You
to
know
judge
what?
you.
I have one though. I remember it. Liberty's House in Jersey City near Statue of Liberty.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean the view, the whole ambiance, the whole vibe of that place is one of my favorites.
Great.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah. The view from sitting outside, and I never stay inside. I don't care what the weather is. I'm outside, dude. Like I need to take it all in.
That's awesome.
Random thing with Maggiano's, we've been there like 3-4 times in the last couple of years, and it's a big place, but every single time we get seated at the exact same table. This is like, like play the lottery kind of odds. And it's gotten to a point where even my daughter notices. She's 5, and she's like, is it gonna happen again? And then we get to the table and she like loses her mind. Yeah.
That's
One of
hilarious.
life's weird little coincidences. Next one.
Yeah. All right, Randy. Do you have kids?
I do. 2 little ones that run my life, especially the younger. I have a 5-year-old boy named Carter and a 3-year-old girl named Corinne, and she is the boss of our home right now.
Yeah, I
That
get
is
that.
I don't see it changing anytime in the future.
I can totally relate. Vinny can totally relate.
Yeah. I was actually
Girl
gonna
dad?
ask, since you like all these girl dad.
Yeah.
But since you like all these like, gangster and Game of Thrones like very violent stuff, do you find that you have to kind of night owl it up just to get these things in, or?
Well, I mean, I don't think a television in the house or a tablet belongs to us, before their bedtime either way. So there's no other way to view it. I mean, I think I was sharing with Katie and Betty the other day. My time doesn't start till about 9 o'clock every day. From
Yeah.
the time I wake up in the morning until they go to sleep.
Yep.
And usually my wife is the one that, put them down because she's been, dealing with them a lot throughout the day. So it's like 9 o'clock is my time. So I got to do anything professional, anything athletic, anything chill, downtime happens then. So squeezing it all in an hour and a half, however long I keep my eyes open.
Wow. Wow, that's just incredible to me. All right.
It actually goes to bed at like 8 o'clock at night.
I do. I'm usually in bed by like 8:30, but I don't have kids, and I live alone. I'm happily divorced, and so my life is just as perfect as I want it to be.
Simple. Oh my goodness, simplicity.
It really is. It's pretty great. I get 8-9 hours every night.
Oh,
It's great.
yeah, right. I don't even know
my
what
daughter
that
is
is
definitely an
anymore.
agent of chaos. It's
How
like the
old is she,
opposite of your
Vince?
simplicity. 5.
How old is she? Oh
5.
wow, yeah. So it doesn't get any better. She's 3. Does it get any better?
Does it get any? No, she's a lot more opinionated now than she was at 3. But I would say that she's getting to a point where she's willing to accept more of a schedule now. Like she used to go to bed like whenever she pleased. Like we would have a bedtime and she would just fight us on it. Now if we're like, hey, it's bedtime, she's like, okay, I'll do that. So that's the one place where it really gets better, and you would know this, is like, 3 is around the time we start kind of like wiping our own booties and everything. So you're almost. I don't know if you're completely out of that stage yet, or like
No,
you're getting there.
no.
But once you're out of that stage, I mean, life just gets a lot better. Because you're already well beyond the diapers for both of them. So yeah.
Kate and Corinne and my daughter have the same bedtime, so that's something already you guys can talk about when you meet, Kate.
I cannot wait.
We go to sleep at the same time. Your dad was telling me.
Chloe's daughter and I are like besties, so I cannot wait to meet Corinne.
I'm gonna start sending you team messages at 8:30 just to try to interrupt your eight,
Oh, that is
9 hours of bliss.
That phone is on Do Not Disturb. Like, you cannot interrupt me. It's impossible.
Wow, 9 hours, man. Can you imagine? Like, oh my goodness, how productive I would be the next day. Jeez.
At best, I'm pulling down like 5 hours of sleep. At best, a night. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't.
Lucky you.
Well, I mean, okay, so it's not all sunshine and roses. Like, I wake up at about 5:30, just because I'm like an early bird, and that means by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my brain is just mush.
Gotcha.
Every once in a while, I fight it, but every once in a while, a 4 o'clock meeting gets put on my calendar, and I am the dumbest I am all day long. Like, I can't speak well. I can't form sentences. I'm just dumb. I'm dumb.
I'm sure you're not falling asleep the second your head hits the pillow, but that's 9.5 hours.
Dude, oh my goodness.
Usually I'll read for like 15, 20 minutes, but I am out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, all right, we've talked about.
Hold on. So about a year ago, I was in Grand Rapids over in headquarters for my last job, right? And I'm obviously by myself for a week, new trainings and all that type of stuff. And so I had a hotel room. Everyone's like, "Are you going out tonight? Where are you going to eat? We're going out to have a drink and all that." So, dude, I'm going home. I'm going to my room, and I'm going to enjoy this peace, enjoy this bed, enjoy the hours of rest. My wife was like, "How are you doing over there?" I'm like, I don't want to tell you, but I'm sleeping great.
Yeah.
It was the best part of the trip, being able to go back to a room, peace and quiet, and go to sleep.
I'm looking forward to the Women Business Leaders Forum in September. We're gonna have 2 nights in the hotel. So.
Oh yeah,
magic.
I'll be playing knocking on Kate's door, running away after 9 o'clock.
Do not disturb, man.
Calling the room service.
We'll be lucky if we're done setting up by like midnight. So
I know, it's true. Tuesday's going to be a late night. So let's and Wednesday, they're both going to be late nights. Oh God, it's going to be fun though. It's going to be totally worth it. I promise.
Well, I'm actually looking forward to that. It's my first really big event with you guys, so I'm excited about that.
It's fantastic.
It is. It's a great event. All right, Yankees, Mets, or Phillies?
Probably Yankees, but I am a hometown kid with everything else with Philly, but Yankees for baseball for sure.
Oh, wow. It's funny. Most people, you ask that question and they have the answer like that. The fact that you were like,
Is it because you were saying you were out in like, what was it, Grand Rapids, like out in that area? So is that where you're from? Like, because then it would mean like you're part of like those teams, like.
I'm a Mercer County kid. I've been to private school in this area my whole life. At one point or another, I went to there's a school over in Chambersburg. At the time, it was like 100% just Italian culture, and all my guys there were Yankees guys, so that's what was kind of like my real introduction to baseball. But I'm a Phillies guy with everything else, so like Eagles, die hard, like Team Green. I see that here, and Sixers. So baseball is kind of like my only outside the box kind of thing. So.
Sure.
And people take it very seriously. I remember Vinny and I were in a meeting once, and we made a joke about the Eagles,
right? Yeah.
And it landed hard. Like nobody.
Yeah, you got to be careful in this area.
You know what it was? We were joking about the riots because we were saying something like, it's not required that you riot after you win a Super Bowl. Like, you won. Just celebrate without destroying things. And half the room looked at us like, we were awful people.
It was a tough room.
Tread light. You got to tread lightly. But you know what though, Ben? Actually thinking about it too. I went to undergrad out in Long Island, Haas University. So the New York kind of vibes kind of picked up there too. So everything else stayed home, but baseball kind of switched when they were battling, Yankees and Red Sox and that whole Subway Series and all those sort of things. So.
Yep. All right. Next up, farthest from New Jersey that you've ever been.
Montana. I've never made it to California just yet, but I have been to Montana. I played a collegiate football game over there. It was beautiful, dude. I mean, beautiful. So, and I don't think I've been back there since. But once the little ones came, our whole life's been turned upside down. I don't think it's been
Yeah.
right-sided just yet.
Yeah.
It'll happen. But okay, yeah. All right, Montana. That's a great answer. I've never
Yeah,
been, but
beautiful, beautiful place. Even, I mean, flying in, it's like to see like the city in the middle of a mountain. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. Helena particularly, yeah.
I have this vision of what Montana looks like from like Western movies, and I'm sure it's nothing like that. I'm sure it's like Philadelphia.
yeah. Okay. Favorite guilty pleasure movie, TV show, or band?
That's a good one. You guys
You know what? He's
stuck me
probably
twice
got
today.
the answer in his head, and he's just like, I don't want to share this. I don't want to share it.
Right. We won't
I mean,
judge you.
there's a couple chick flicks that my wife's converted me into watching, like the Notebook. I mean, we might have to edit that out, but
Notebook's a fantastic movie. You know?
okay, so yeah.
There was once I heard somewhere, if you don't cry during the Notebook, you have no soul.
As much as I reluctantly like, oh, watching this again, I'm in the back of my mind like, oh, let's go. So I'll give you guys that. That's as much as I'm willing to put out there publicly.
That's a good one.
That's fair enough.
I've never seen it, but
Oh,
I've heard good things about it. Yeah, I've heard good things. Yeah.
Fantastic film.
Yeah. All right. Last question. How many cats is too many cats?
I'm a dog guy, man. One is more than one is too many for me.
One is too many cats. I love this guy.
One. I'm a dog guy.
Inaccurate.
My neighbors got three, and I caught them in our yard one day. Matter of fact, we had just laid like mulch for the season, and I go outside that night to like lock the doors in the cars or something, and I seen this little rascal like digging up our mulch. I'm like, shit! I call him out. Hey, what? She's got to get her cat out of our yard. Like freaking out.
They do that.
I'm a dog guy.
Right.
Cats are just objectively terrible, you know.
Inaccurate.
So I'm very, very allergic to cats, and I think they know, because you'll be in a room and you'll have all these people going, here, come here, kitty, 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 and I'm over here like, yo, stay away. And I'm the only person these cats want to like rub up on, you know, like, come on, hey, how you doing?
I'm with you. I'm with you, man.
Coming from the man who's always at war with his own dog, I don't see how you could.
I don't have to like either one of them. I just like,
Hold on. What kind of dog? We're currently dog shopping right now. What kind of dog do you have?
A Shiba Inu. Stay away.
Okay. Okay. Noted.
Yeah. She is. Yeah. I wanted to use a word I probably can't use on this without me losing our. Apple has like the clean explicit.
She is a female dog though, so.
Yes. Sure. That would be a little bit lighter than the word I was going to use.
I know, you were going for something a little bit rougher.
A little harder, yeah. But yeah.
Harsher? Oh, well.
No, we love her. She's got to be like 12, 13 at this point.
Oh, wow.
We got her in 2009, so that's 12, yeah, about. And yeah, so she's a lot older now, but even in her old age, she still finds a way to be a brat, you know. It's hilarious. Like my wife just recently got a fence put in for our backyard. It's massive, and so you can only imagine the kind of resources it took to do this. And the only reason she wanted it was so that in her old age, you know, our dog Luna could just run around the backyard. And so the minute we put it in, she goes out there, she's like, nah, and goes back in the house. We're like, that checks. That checks.
Investment well worth it right there.
Exactly.
Classic Luna.
Yeah.
We were in a like one of the exotic bird shops not too long ago down in kind of like Sentiments area, 130. And I mean, my wife and the kids are like really warming up to these large parrots and all these things. I said, listen, this is just for fun. We are not bringing a bird home, okay? We are a dog family. It's not changing.
Yeah, we had parakeets when I was growing up, and cleaning that cage once a week was not fun.
Yeah.
It was yucky.
Parakeets are the smaller birds, right, Kate?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've had I'm talking massive, loud, extremely loud parrots. That I mean, they had some of them that were out, you know, I guess that were just more familiar with people, and folks were able to go up and pick them up. And of course, my wife and the little ones do it. And I'm like, that's no way. Like, no. I mean, they're loud, then, like loud.
Yeah, screaming.
Yeah, we had a cockatiel. That was pretty loud. Yeah, Like Kate said, cleaning the cages and everything. No,
I'm with you. I'm with
No.
you. I'm
No
with
fun.
you.
No fun. All right. Well, that
like
was.
the thing with any animal. Like cleaning up after the dogs is no fun. I'm sure cleaning up after cats is fine because I don't know. I heard it's all magic. They go in their little thing. They put it in the toilet themselves.
Yeah.
That's all.
You can train a cat to use the toilet.
Meet the Fock. Who's that? Meet the Fockers?
Yeah, no, it's a thing. It's called.
It's actually a legit thing, but yes, meet the Fockers. Yeah.
It's called the litter quitter. It's called the litter quitter, and you can train a cat to go in the toilet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Jinxie
All right.
all I think about is Jinxie cat and messing up the plumbing. Meet the Fockers.
Yes.
All right, this is taking a turn. So that was the lightning round, which today was brought to us by Gibbons LLP. Thank you so much. Shout out to Gibbons. We appreciate it.
Shout out to Gibbons.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Randy, what's one piece of advice you'd give to your younger self?
So this is actually pretty weird. So I was actually was talking to someone. You know who I was talking to? I was talking to Natalie, the intern. Like I met her at the our team meeting the other day, and I was telling her just how
Natalie Tom.
Shout out to Natalie, how cool and how dope I think it is for her to be so young and involved and already like developing her professional resources, connections, and all that sort of thing. Great. And I was a student athlete right through high school and through college, and I feel like as much as those experiences I wouldn't change, right, for all the lessons and things that I've learned, all the friends that I've had for a lifetime, I missed out on a lot of opportunities to get involved in like professional development at a young age, right? And I think my mind was so, one track mind, kind of blind, had the blinders on. Football, this is what we're chasing, this is what we're chasing. And majority of the folks don't reach that level of professional success. So it's like, I don't know if I can go back if I would chase, athletics again, or if I would leave space and opportunity for professional development. So I would probably tell my younger self and any other younger individual to just really consider who you want to be, where you want to be, and kind of weigh it out. I mean, and it's a tough decision because athletics provides so much, fight and grit and all that good stuff. But there's a lot of resources and opportunities that were available to me that I had to miss out on just because of scheduling and that sort of thing. So that would be something that I would definitely I play football. So that would be something I would go back and reconsider for sure. I don't know which way I would go, but it would be a deeper conversation that I'd probably never even had with myself back 10 years ago. I'll say 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah. It's amazing how the younger we are, you look back at the decisions we make when we're 19, 20, 21, 22, and at the time you think you're making great decisions. And, you can justify them to anybody. And the older you get, you look back and you're like, oh, did I need to do that? Did I need to?
Yeah, but when you're 60, it's not like you can play football. So, it's cool that you got to do that while you could,
Yeah, true. Very true. Very true. So
I'll even scale it back. When you're like 40, I can't even imagine, I'm not even there yet. And I can't even imagine now, no.
Listen, I got every so often I got to go get, I don't even know what they are, but some type of needle in my wrist just to keep mobility and that sort of thing. Eventually it's going to require surgery, but it's just years of athletics and banging and all that sort of thing. And every time I wake up in the morning and I have to walk down this flight of stairs, I really reconsider, did I make the right decision 20 years ago?
And every day it gets a little bit worse, right? I take a walk now and I have to really stretch out my calf muscles when I stand on my front stoop, that bottom stair, and I really let my heels kind of drop as hard as they can. It's terrible. All
right, Randy, how can people get a hold of you if they want to?
Let's say LinkedIn. It's something that I'm looking to kind of develop and use for resources and connections, especially in this new position. So folks can look up my name, Randy Stevens. I would just say add the middle initial D for Dave. So Randy D Stevens, and you guys should be able to find me on LinkedIn there. My email and all that stuff is connected to NJBIA. So looking forward to connecting with as many folks that are willing to connect with me.
It's a great answer. Great answer. All right, that is our show. Thank you to our listeners, especially the subscribers. We so appreciate the support. Thank you to New Jersey Manufacturers Insurance Group, the official sponsor of the show. They do home, auto, and workers' comp, so check them out. And finally, big shout out and thank you to Randy Stevens, brand new colleague here at NJPIA for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys.